are not anybody. I paid him well. Every of my events, I give him money. Every customers will give him money. Someone to help me. This man you are looking at.
Yebe ma hwefo nyina akwa ba aha e Pinaxtv aman mu ne aman hodo so nsem updates dodo na yede ebremo ene anwumre nti gibre netina ase ne ma wontwemu nsem a ababe kanyensa. First of all, ye call a former BOST managing director ho na ye nyina ye nim say last week Monday 10th November and Kotoka International Airport ye call che now wa bra no tu kwan e de akọ ye Kenya man mu no akọ di dwumason bi e wo ho and na EOCO omko ye omko fa no e de free ye Kotoka International Airport omde ne call ye for over 1 week ni and na owo ye EOCO for ekukumu a na omo hwe se omde ne nsem bebodo na watimi anya bail mpo e de free hodom na ode akofie na we and a free ebnada no be ba basis and need dedue a lot of ensem dodo na na free EOCO akache any former a year BOST managing director honum eba na nsem ne say okopie mu wo court yen nim say din kan ba ye ma yemani bill ana ni bill figure na sa amount na da na so no neso e ma omo koye appeal kakra e ma yete so mpo edema no enti okopie mu e wo court enti former BOST CEO Edwin Alfred ni obodai provincial ono ena okopie mu e wo court e high court na omo ta na chi ne supporters dodo na ye MPP for omu nyina tudi na chi a omu so ekopie mu ho e wo court ho ekoye nsem bebre e wo ho no mama ebi mu de abufuo. Some of them were agitated ebi mu tiatem so omu ntiase se still na ye provincial oda so e wo EOCO for kukum empo se ye di bill ama no na oda so e wo EOCO for kukum ti. First of all okopie mu e wo court enti ebekwa kohwe how the whole scene unfolded emra obepie mu e high court no we are na ya to aso the series of events are a see here omo bepie mu wo honum deda omo be ye wo honum se omo anyi no amfree EOCO for kukuma ama na nkopie mu court ama bail condition na to aso ama ya nja na ma na nkofie omo nte ase e ma ebi mu start ye dede pempem EOCO omo gate mu ni ade bebre ni lawyer enso so ebekasa. First of all yankohwe time a omudi ni bepie mu court ye be sa hwe series of videos time na EOCO mu njai no ne supporters ni deda na omo ye na omu nyina bom ko pie mu EOCO headquarters na omu ye de. First of all yanhwe video we time a omudi no ebepie mu e court no ne ensa amra sisi
does you have power of God? That is what I want to say. This country Ghana does not belong to John Mahama. And this country does not belong to Angus.
Yes, so this young has found more than High Court. We are not going to understand today. We are not going to understand tomorrow. We are here with them. We want our brother free. God has released him.
So he should go. We want him out. EOCO does not have power more than court. But I want to ask a simple question. Sir, EOCO our power chair court. Mepamucho lawyers. Because everyone wants to say, I am Moody prophesy fire, no. Almost 2 weeks near. So court amount of bail. Sureties in Abba. A registrar, a heavy beer, everything is correct. Your friend will say, move for Professor Embra. Since morning up to now, you are refusing to provide him. What is that? What is that? Once upon a time, someone was here in EOCO as the head of EOCO. Today, it is another person. Tomorrow, it will be someone. However, I want to draw attention of some people. We are even if I brought the people here, their presence here, is it not legitimate? Then you are saying because I came here this morning and I left and my return, I brought the people here. Assuming without admitting, so are they also saying that because they treated me unfairly this morning here, they suspect that I brought the people here to come and agitate or what? What kind of security intelligence is this? What kind of who does that? Court has asked you to bring Provencal. What is stopping EOCO from sending Provencal back to the court for him to be free? Then why are we in the park? When we are in the park, and our Kotoka or Kosovo grants, we will not go until they bring him out of this gate, if that is what they want.
Okay, NC Edwin Alfred Provencal the supporters in the EOCO omo ewo ho EOCO Greater Accra former Greater Accra youth organizer for the NPP Moses Abo ono so ebe kasa ye chere se onti ase se court ama granted bail ama bail conditions oma tini akohwehwe niema omo di gina mu ama bail ni nyina pepepe enso se be na EOCO be jai Provencal na wakopiem court na bail process ni akwakowie wo ho no eno so ekoye ensem bebre ewo ho no Stephen Akwesi akwanso so ebe kasa ise onti ase because anopa no ko ho ema ensem bebre na sisi no ko sa koye o sa free EOCO office onum koye oba back na supporters di nachi EOCO for so monti ase se odi sankofo emu nyina di nachi amwa be dede ewo ehonum ti ono de ne support na oba no hu se omo maka so edi nachi a omu nyina di akire de baaye enti that was a lot of yen someone ekokọ so ohenya nim se the bail condition na $60 million Ghana cedis and omo one ne lawyer Charles Ochre omo ekoye appeal kakra etimi ema omo 30 yete so eba 30 million Ghana cedis with two sureties na ni nyina ne say ne lawyer Charles Charles Ochre say and some of them are causing financial loss to the state. And that crime, no, it is yet to be committed. because omo chair sequential and provincial etimi hye sa causing financial loss to the state nti enya nduru ho nti no kra ka ho bi and omo mutimi te so free 60 million Ghana cedis na de ba 30 million Ghana cedis nti ebekọ na akotie ne lawyer ne lawyer Charles Oche ne nsem odi tudwa about ni bill a de ma ne client provincial and nsem a cost ne de ebebo eba nyina nti ebekọ na akotie lawyer Charles na ye free wa yaba na ya sa beto aso de amamo nti engotie ne lawyer na emra sesie
Court Akuffo free. Now court is saying bring the person. Now we delay. You are refusing to bring the person. The about court am I a bay? Court Akuffo bia the about court am I a bay? Court Akuffo bia the omo be we ni nyaya ni nyina wie. Court Akuffo free. Now court is saying bring the person. You are refusing to bring the person. You want to ask? Come on, the EOCO has Mufani Panemra na yenu. Na mu delay. Why? Professor Why?
So where is he now? Where is he now?
Still at EOCO. Court is waiting for his release, and EOCO is still keeping him there. Why? Any of us
Why you hold?
The about court am I a bay? Court Akuffo bia the omo be we ni nyaya ni nyina wie. Court Akuffo free. Now court is saying bring the person. You are refusing to bring the person. You want to ask? Come on, the EOCO has Mufani Panemra na yenu. Na mu
enti ene se anopa no supporters ni bi ko PM ewo EOCO se mpombe hu se yeyi provincial e de na free ho de na court na omo twina ho twen we mpia ma na mu nyina e court because na bi mu court ho a omo twen dada se de provincial beba na bail condition o ma to aso eno omo twen ya wo court ho a EOCO omo amfa na ma medru ho no mo sa abo anan free court ho esa call EOCO ma omo call ya omo ekoye sa dede no ewo ho no ma ebeye ensem bebre na yes said the medical kind no omo de ensem bebre etudwa sa causing financial loss to the state no asset now penny lawyer ensem odi tudwa no o se enyensi ye dear pana provincial why ye BOST hontia o tu kwan onim se wo betimi apie to ne kwan na mokoche no makoche ne de na ba close to 10 days and also over 10 days and now what EOCO kukuma asset na yamani bela still na say omo mpene ema ye nyinu emfane free EOCO emfane mra court ho ma ye ntoa ni bail condition so na ontimi emfree EOCO akache no nkofie tie no enema ne supporters no they were so much agitated omko pie ho no koye dede bebre ewo ho no mtie te se ne supporters na dodo na de nsem tudwa se omo ntia se still EOCO because court ama order ama bail no o mate ase se ye man bail ntie ye den and still na EOCO is still holding on to year provincial ewo omo akache ntie no na ebobo ba ya echirei otimi ko PM ewo quarter omo process ni na eto aso a yehu se omo de no free honoma omo de no call ye enti on your screens as you can see provincial EOCO for ni bi omo lead no to courtroom honom na omo akwakọ wie de omo person omo ye with ni bail conditions ni na we can see Moses Abo ne Steven Akwesi Akwa of Adentine Communications for the NPP na na ono so eka ho bia omo LED team no ma omo nyina eko support eye provincial Edwin ewo eye high court ene ewo ehonom enti ensam bebre ene free honom de eba ya ye nyina yehu eye MPP supporters constituents omo nyina omo bo anan ya omo so omo ko support eye provincial ewo eye high court ama ni bail condition ni processes no ni nyina etimi abem ewo honom. So that is the former BOST MD Edwin Alfred ni Obodai provincial ne nsemo a ekoso sesi idea yamanu bail 30 million Ghana cedis with 2 sureties sesi enzu asa season a passport ontimi entu kwan emfem free Ghana ha until say investigations bi a ekoso ewo ne nsemo a ye de abonu mu omo ebetimi awie ewo ho. And that is the update coming from a year former BOST MD managing director honoma sesi idea wenya bill ewo honom enti ye to aso na ye de ensem no e de abremo ye ko Ashanti regional communications Paul Yando e de ensem ababetudwa o say honorable Frank Amoakohene ono ene da o screen ne so no o say onti ase na papa no ye de ensem bebre abono say oye galamse na ebesi ne or the court ene ehunehuna nkofo omo ababonten beka say oye galamse no or the court ene ehunehuna omo na say enye saa omra bonten no mekere say bibia saa nim say oye galamse bibia saa nim say Ashanti region ho no ono ene hye kire eboa ama galamse dodo na ekoso a omo channel to gold board omra bonten no mekirem because court wo ba say omumra no me retract no omo me patcho say omo de sansem ato no so ne de omuhu so because hunehuna ono angasa mra bonten because emra omo kopam nkofo bi free omo ye galamsey site omo kopam omo no na ohu ni say poyando ohu ni say opam omo afri ho no akwakohye ho because see no omo be say site bia should be held by NDC ni say the be ya omo betimi process gold no akọ gold board enti sanya no kre say ono so adwuma even to help gold board no ewo Ashanti memu ho no Ashanti regional minister Mrabonten na omo ekirem say enya no kre say gold galamsey bia for na so ono angasa so onye galamsey na Ashanti regional minister say anu ho ayefe pa ni nyina ye galamsey a ho ye enko tie poyando ne nsem o de tudwa about honorable Frank Amoakohene Ashanti regional minister na yemra sisi
bia koso region mu a hia say ka ho asem otia say there are serious allegations to and I say towards your regional minister
Mesrew.
And yes, I would you will free
Mesrew.
Nasamo can I am some yatitibie. Oni pana or boni dino, Wendell Yabuano. Were you head of mobilization for the Democracy Hub? Democracy Hub, Nayan this for dia. Sankrofonu no mu ye demonstration kra no a wo mo tibi bowra police car mu Kotoka ki to twiri nwuram. That to the extent as our Democracy Hub no etie
Akimango beja south me constituency
this is
for so dey good
NDC for no
so ye galamsey
what you say regional minister Frank Amoakohene yes who to galamsey according to Wendell Yabuano asem a waka wo Aluta FM wona uti media so untimi mo ho wa
Among the lawyers actually Ediama Wendell
and they
transign on patch on yes, you take him over.
That Sanet here, almost Percy Jan Wasamka. But who minister Ube, who so Mamu 2 weeks? Sir, Galamsey for now, sorry for Sana who Pamu Monua Kodi. Who Pamu Monua Kwakodi. It is a minister why affair. And what dressing what in there niti san wo di galamsey
allegation
me say allegation according to Wendell Yabua awye NDC ni oti ase en wo di asem ya to minister so oti ase minister kasa untimi fa court me brabra so because in the parliament kra me yes
of course
parliament kra me hu say asem wo court kra da so appointee chief justice o just say minority catch them say asem wo court yen koka mo say da bi yendi they just asem wo court we timi kan wasem eti minister Frank Amoakohene asem aye kan krofo se wutu tina se wo aye fedodo en wo nam wo din de ni tin wo koba no sa wo di galamsey o just say eti ya asem wo so baba yi ano anya dia wo ya omiehu o ye susu omiehu ne antwo ni din to ho list of galamseyers ya yesu e ba ye beche wo mo.
Yes, that was a Poyando and somebody to ja. Or say a window your boy of Democracy Hub for a year the NDC or no, and allegedly or then some other to just say, yes, no credit say a year Ashanti Regional Minister or ye galamsey. You know him say or ye galamsey. And to omra no me yano no interest and yano cre and I say no cre because on to me fine na bramumra mo me patcho na mo me train sign someone would atuno so or ye galamsey no. On to me mekanisa keke wo the one gasa brabontin because omo hone say emra akopam ebi mu omo show mu 2 weeks omo free site no na say o pam omo afri ho na ono so akwakohye ho enti we ni nsemo a ebobo ba free eya asantememu a eya Poyando communications for the NPP ewo asantememu ode ne nsema wa betu dwa say honorable Frank Amoakohene doctor omra na ono angasa mechechire mu omeya no enkire say enye no kre na say ontimi fa court emra bra so ewo honom na we ena eye Kevin Taylor enso so ede ehun reply ede abre eye Poyando enti we ye Poyando eni omo maka ewo ye asantememu a onu nu hu ne se we asanteman for mu diem ena President John Dramani Mahama ase da hwa no we eye Dr. Frank Amoakohene de na bremo enti we mu ntimi nka asem bia mfa ngu ne hu fin because mo angasa mu diem mo angasa mu nipa we ya nkofa ebia sebe ebia voter region ni bi anase northern abinia de ne be Ashanti Regional Minister we Ashanti nipa mapa ene de na abremo enti amansem a MPP for ka wa Ashanti region no emza ansem na twetwero omobo omne koso ha na omde abeso ha omde kofa ha na omde akofa they can go straight to the point because omo is omoka na omoka bereba one here be ka po because we Ashanti man mo agasa mo de empo otumfo ne manhia atimi age na tum wotimu se de odi manhia akone abani na ene dwumadi a odi wa asantemam no NPP for omu said omu sinka asem no emfamfa enti Kevin Taylor wabe reply MPP for on Ashanti regional ohun said they are trying to tarnish the image of the Ashanti regional minister enti enkotie Kevin Taylor and some kafa Poyando and the other MPP executives omo asantemam and some omo kadigu Ashanti regional minister omo kadigu na nimu asenti enkotie na yesanso emra sisiye
na efani ne say and the Ashanti region okohwa omo perizin bi e a discredit the Ashanti regional minister omo ye bibia emfa let me tell you boya hu hwea enye if you say we dey mo de hye we onya ahunani de makokasa ahunani aboa we onya teni makokasa we dey teni we dey obetena santiman so yi omuo tumfo we dey oti amamre na se na mo amonana mo ne nyini ye Ashanti regional minister ono ana eboa mo oya Asantini ba intesi ano ayedin amamu mi ankase me steady mo edumre bi a bo panas maka mo hu esi amoso oye Facebook so oye TikTok mo nhye nya asem bi anka wo na dwuma ho oh is there ti jo Mahama de manu eduru amamu on say abrante ni bo adwuma ama emu nkora ne mpenifo nyina hu de omunka sesi na ache se atoma atase ne nkwase akeka mumu biti asantime mu hu de omunye efi se udi na tema udi asantema atem udi na tema udi otumfo atem oya Asantini de hia obi ntumi ngina bebi nka se we de ahunani aboa we de mfantini aboa we de kouni aboa we de teni aboa we oya Asantini mapa idi Ashanti regional minister no wo miamo but there den nyina wo mu se o miamo no obo adwuma ai wa ye duro odi egu dansemu ena odi bomoto I say Ashanti regional minister no odi sebio odi nyansa egu de bontuom ena oya MPP na do miegu to pa omiegu omotopa omo mutumi nsu omo mutumi dinatem udinatem pe odina natem jo how a hard guy for kid ena abrante ni bo adwuma omo bo adwuma nti esi omo hu de omo nye no nti omo sorry I say wakoye wey omo ni evidence Jimmy the Ashanti regional minister will dominate and he will change the Ashanti region under his leadership. A new theater will be built. A new national theater will be built in the Ashanti region. That is what we are calling leadership. And then your friend leadership. It will be built. And because Oya Santinia ope at the pa aba Kotoka, on say we on tesa na poa we Jimmy obedi Kwame Nkrumah tem if we say we hunipa. We no yatitin we fie ena Osaya Santini ba. Ena yeni ankasa santifoni ebu bese so obi pa de pa aba Kotoka yendi na bro we ye de hye yendi na teve nye ye. Anything na mo bre no. Abrante nso bu adwuma ende nkokɔ nkete no Ashanti regional minister watata nkofo we maka say MPP 90% omo jimi hwe oh it is some time aya ne yen say S3 they don't really have any intelligent person to talk for them again hwe tie we
eti sese ya waje nkokɔ emakogu hwe eti German president iba nkokɔ birine tene nkokɔ ebe suatete nipa we eti eye yesu ura residents who are regional minister te nkokɔ na ena wamu ewo regional minister atoye enti sani ye di minister o ti ase sani ye di minister na nkokɔ ya mudu o ma bai oyeba obie ni ho a ye training wo nkokɔ ho and commodity policy no, there should be a form of training and orientation as to how to handle and cook school 3 weeks, 5 weeks, near Sian Coco near Massa, near Cornier back. Where do you be no Nima Coco? It's a Coco near Sui, Mintiasia, why your papa, Mintiasia, it's a bad element my handle a Cocoy. Otiase, na Abani say, na mood
problem when people move. Problem ankasa one MPP mu a just say some people for ankasa I think say they know na there ya ne say we Jimmy na ye nyina ye Jimmy na ehu do betu ye nyina fo say ye Jimmy and no problem no that is the biggest problem in the MPP say ye nyina ye Jimmy na enim say ye Jimmy na be ne ehu obi onim nyansa betu ye fo say ye Jimmy inti I so mu nyina Jimmy. This is a whole regional communications director. Look at us. Then odi akwa we adwene e be compare Ashanti regional minister hwekusie we enti we ede na wo ka we hu a Ghana ni na adwene ye adwuma abrante ababa wa o pesa wo ka bibi chene convince ne se o metuma pipi de na bema obi asori obehu se wagimi obehu se madwene wo fom hwe se edi matama enye se time mu aya ne ye kam nyansasam the fooling is getting out akwa we omo sorry we de ho asiro se say why full blown Jimmy Paul Jando say Paul you friend saying Paul Yando. They said why full blown Jimmy alternative so because you see on my cartoon team o de won serio o de osabe be o de we Jimmy o intervention team and de into onya position be not tano o Jimmy ade we a whole political party asoma kusie se kwotena radio so kan asem magana asanteman na we ewia ketekete na otumfu ebie radio se mamintie abebie we na mintie kusia na apofi we say ebia me nananom ebi mesua nyansen free de ma omko position na otumfo ko bie ni radio na ni TV a ne nana muntwer panyini ade tuofu dwene abetena TV so hwese ne de oye e de na party ya kono enti de se mu nyina Jimmy eno mu nhede hu obi a onim nyansa beka se ye Jimmy enti mu obi ntuafu free Jimmy nim enti de bia no mu ku Jimmy nim listen ye start enya nkokɔ wo fie efie ben na wakoto se teacher ni tima o chen se de nyan nkokɔ 10 5 7 8 efie ben mu just say I just say a natural and you see sa brantie we or study say o Jimmy no na adwin say a temporal na adwin say ebia a temporal fooling na adwin say a temporal comedy na adwin say we de ebia osaye and edru na or the fry na ebia champon fiefre mu tina ebia enra de no o Jimmy. It looks like it is becoming a habit. It becoming consistently he is becoming a foolish I just say Jimmy autocratic Jimmy I say foolishly autocratic enti se Ghana ni biti wona ni sika hye and ekufuado na dwuma seye and ekufuado bogabi na sebio na dwuma bi wo Ghana ena ni sika nyina hye obi DDEP echi na ne papa pension sika ye ya ne papa wuye obi a na oye nurse ni a 2017-18 owie nursing training college otena fia to 2024 sele onye adwuma nye obi o eti na ade we na wo kama nipa na de tumi amawo ye Jimmy ready ya yet say 55 jotase ye Jimmy ya say jotase ya say peace MPP4 ye Jimmy ya say peace now what a whole communication director now omo show us ne
eti sesi ya waje nkokɔ emakogu hwe eti German president iba nkokɔ birine tene nkokɔ ebe suatete nipa owe eti eye yesu ura residents who are regional minister te nkokɔ na And one more regional minister at all. And this Sanya, the minister. What you say? Sanya, the minister. Now, Kokoya Modo my bay. Oyeba, or being wow, yet training one Koko. And commodity policy airbano. There should be a form of training and orientation as to how to handle and Koko school 3 weeks, 5 years.
There's a problem with the NPP. And National Ashanti Regional Minister Odi Omuagro, because Ohun say omo level of intelligence no form. So sorry na Oti Omu radio so Kumasi ayana eyenesre. And that young guy, he understands. So Asantini onyini Asantimemu, onima Asantifo mo Jimmy, elo onima Asantifo mo nimi nyansa. And he knows the reasonable ones are the ones who are helping him to develop Ashanti region. And you see people like these. There are thousands of them. I'm telling you, radio Suma MPP for. So at this point, what are you preaching? I understand. I'm just saying 1996, 1992 politics, you know, and away the Ofria, and away the away. That be, you need to be more intellectually sound. You need to, you see, politics, as I said, Jehovah Witness, Vujuma, a senka. You want sorry, baby, I want to gum some kopenipa. One sen can send na okwa senkano. How are you able to touch people's heart? Because I to say Rantia 10, etiduase. Now kuta Bible. Na omunim dia odeba. Na sebi ododo omuti duara se empeso mobetie wasem. You need to devise a plan to be able to sit with them. And after that, convince them and see for them to have that will to follow you to church and see to be consistent in coming to that church. It is not just like Wabetina radio so Jimmy eteta MOB usa ode hu ani kan o de why say abebie o de why say kusie o de okasa na esre dabio. It goes beyond that. It goes beyond amanfo ginsem hu ani kan my sentohe nkofo di bitiri hu agro sentohe a yeyi hu intimidate dabio. This is serious business. Intimu yi nkofo tiri akoto he tiri hu sentohe. Ni tiri hu sadagati ni ntohe hu et TV so keka nkwasi asem yeyi ni ntohe hu tete hwe obema ti sentohe. Yeah, they can be that. 2 inch na ya be hwe yenko be bia ye.
So that was Kevin Taylor's reply to the NPP communications Ashanti region and asa Santimemo na ochro mo say politics na wo Ghana has you know yet TTD any be you need to be intellectually sound. Now what me about saying with your submissions oba one samo abekano you should let the people know. They say ngukon kitingiti nsemu ya na poyando eken you should come out with your own submissions, not the facts because any uncle calling the Osia baby I do before I be distribute. And he said, well, why few, and no, but what is your point? At the end, I say, getting President John Dramani Mahama de Bayano, and Yadia Babua, and to what point in saying that is what the good people of Ghana will be looking out, say, Obeka. Then, yes, sir, Obabano Abekano Trasa Keke. So that was the reply, Kevin Taylor, Edema, Paul Yando, and the MPP form Santimemo. Yes, Yakoya, Christian Council, Omushia, President John Dramani Mahama, na Ochimo, I think they're no or more any no edin komo. Nan common be copy a year LGBT bill, abandadane tremuno or more entimi envy wajuma, and a otrese. Se idea, omudi wujuma or parliament. So move bibia no more pass bibia. Ebeton any munkwa dia or obe make sure say or the signature basis so obe sign ababe mra or maimu. President John Dramani Mahama has assured the Christian Council says idea why ready so move ye hu adwuma or parliament na beton the table so nkwa dia obe fa ne pen no assign enti we ne nsema free President John Dramani Mahama ho e de akwa the Christian Council ye nyina nim say LGBT bill last year aban twa mu no mo start hu adwuma or parliament we saw some NDC members and I say NDC for some George no dimubia na omu nyina ka bom omu de bill no call ya ye role wo parliament almost start twetwen ho ka ho nsem omo e pass wie na obi e de court the injunction to so say no and someone omo e ka parliament against LGBT4 omo community ne de omo entiase enti no ene man nsem no kwotwetwere ho aye ntimi anwie ho adwuma ye nyina enim de ekosi ye e wo honom enti President John Dramani Mahama ni assurance or the ma Christian Council for say LGBT bill no beto na nim nko ade a obesign ti yenko ne yenko tie ne mra sese.
Questions or equivocations about what we believe. I believe that we are completely aligned with the Christian Council in terms of your belief. And so we agree with the Speaker to relay the bill and let Parliament, debate it. And if there are any amendments or whatever that have to be done, if the Parliament of the people of Ghana endorse the bill and vote on it and pass it, and it comes to me as president, I will sign it.
President John Dramani Mahama ni assurance or the Christian Council Bosha or show mo say Sabil no beto na nim nko ade a ono as president no be make sure say obe sign na what the signature siso na ababa yemra ewo eye oman mu say LGBT oba bema ne sa ne ma nyina eto betwa ye chewa your prison sentence because the etwa mu ananke ye be sign no na shem say there is a prison sentence a betimi de amon ye be chew. It's a criminal act ye nya ditum dia na chese no be criminal act a ye betimi a chew ne do akọ fiase for some number of years ni nyina ebe ka bill no ho president den nsa ebe hyase na we na MPP communications presidents on a Christian Council omu hia mu ye omu di ya omu nkomo bebre omu didi nkomo na we na MPP for ekote hu se nsem bia president tu dwa no na kamia yesa wo ya agi atum se enye president na Nana Akufo Addo ne fault ana se ono ene tena se LGBT no ompene ana se on sign na ankwanko pie na nimu mpo enti we MPP communications eno maba bonten omde abeto dwa se se de nyame edi president Nana Akufo Addo former president nyame edi no afofie because se de president John Dramani Mahama ankasa de abeto dwa se bill no ankwanko to Nana Akufo Addo ni table sumpo no ahwem se obe sign ana on sign enti enko tie MPP communications na ye wi ayetie how president John Dramani Mahama odi nsem to dwa MPP for hu ne se de Nana Akufo Addo president former president has been vindicated. Yenko tie ne mra sese.
Abusia for me church ya munyina. Mama, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Ewo we are seeing anope. Me chiao. I hope so ho ya. Me ye video say ache, but and I've been pushed to come and do this video again. It's been 11 months since the NDC taking over. Now in the last 11 months, you have a lot of issues I actually and say you Mahama in the NDC, they are actually gaslighting Ghanaians. And some baby when they were in opposition. Apparently say na Now no munim say ntesa. And a papa di the NDC for nim and mo twan track kese. Etu ye run another Danko Akufo Addo ne Dr. Baumiaso. And then the media America bahano eye LGBTQWX matter. Ye nyina ye hu sane ye titina krom ha. Edane asem no. Emane ye say ye run another Danko Akufo Addo na or say he will not accent to the bill. Bill no on sign. Enra Christian Council foko hu John Mahama. Yara John Mahama timi anya kukudu aka say bill no and do president what da. Enti nyasa beda yara na Nado anim na wan sign ama. Parliament pass ye no bi di court. Wo President John Mahama, you were aware. And so jina simply so kan ya me wi am the better ho. Any asem o kan no said the bill never came to the president. Enti nyanya say yara na Nado na now say on sign ade na ama. Esu jina bill what can I say campaign way so afro platform edi you run another attempt catch the yin na said sanya won crofo di eche kanya say you run another ni na busuafo nyina mo ye LGBT ko bi ege won say radio you so ntoma. Now I don't blame you again Ghana for no and a Christian Council for no last year elections in Timu mu LGBT wasemi mudi jina mu the preaching wa mon sorry name mo de me ma catch them say me assuring already me appointment ya na me asofo asem empese me ka na mu a compare what you did last year na mu fa nhwe ne Edwo Mahama ka kire mu ne se nyame bi wo ho nyame na mu sum no wo ho na nyame bi wo ho a may he judge between you Edwo Mahama and then Nana Akuffo maybe SWAL MPP administration se nyame bi wo ho a ese judge muni Nana Ado ani ni ye no krani nyame anim muni Nana Ado ani ni ye on the issue of LGBT, on the issue of Galamsey, and then on the issue of the cathedral. Remember how? Muni Nana Ado ani ni ye politics in tea. Mujina ho e kan sama enyampa egu no so. And they say nyina na yaji ani so. Any yaji ani so after the president to say our mother. It never appeared on the decks of the president. Yenyina yeti ha enkrafo beka bi ota. Yenyina ye okrom ha. Nyame ma yenyina nkwatenten. Me the videos never to aso.
That the bill was never submitted to the president for assent. So it was not submitted and the president did not assent. And by the constitution, any bill that is not assented to by the president before the expiration of the life of parliament expires. And so it means that the bill has to be relayed in the House. The Speaker has given notice that he will allow it to be relayed.
Rapidly, John Mahama.
Yeah.
It is so far. Did you know
where, dear? Yes, and that was the president in someone or the tuja about a year LGBT bill on one kasa to nenum to say and kwanko cap president President John Dramani President Nana Ado Akufo the former president and kwanko kanensa who say Joseph Yamson or someone or CBD to want the parliament not to bring the bill. Yes, he named himself letter be by but in the letter he was stating say asamono omo ade akokot and as obi the injunction atoso enti omo hwe na omo hwe injunction no kan ho asamo wie ansa na omo assign sa bill no. So the then secretary to the president the letter or the free a year the presidency they buy no and or the air tuja at that time no the president was not even around or call a year peduase omo ye meeting no te say the a year bill na beto ho e the amano nti ne nsemo na won letter no mu eno no enti yes Joseph Yamson one sem no eno no nti yes NPP communications o ma ba bonten e the aba betudwa say bill no kra ne say warning by say parliament amon fa ma anase bibi ba ye say the etnetie bia no na kire say as at that time omo edi hu komo e parliament we na was a president na Ado Akufo de nsa hyase no president John Dramani Mahama de betudwa say amka koto eye na Ado Akufo ni table so enti no na the communications team omo wo eye MPP omo edi hu nsama wa betudwa say sisi de na Ado Akufo has been vindicated enti so many months NDC ababan mu no mo hwe say omo ebedi hu dwuma na omo etumi pass bill no yenyina ni ebeje se president John Dramani Mahama odi ninsema betu dwa sese e beto na konwa so anani table so e beto ne pono so nko ade a obehwe na odi nsa ahyase na abeyemra ewo oman yi mu hase ye to aso amamo osofo chiri abosom eye gum odi ninsema ba betu dwa. First of all say the way a president John Dramani Mahama edi ni dwuma ene ne niema oye ewo oman yi mu enkebeye yempo anka parliament ntina se 1992 constitution common system na president John Dramani Mahama ko bi kran fanka ho na ono ankasa ne party gum no obegu no de wan hwe ade ne ma ekọ no obegu no because won say aban mu pa de enya de o metimi ababi na emom so ogugum ne de na hemfa no de nani kire ogugum ne pe ohwe na ne ma president John Dramani Mahama aye no to asumu a one either so obegu gum no na so obejai gum no akọ join ni NDC na wa hwe se afie besim ye to awafoforo bi obenya appointment bi because won se ne omo ye ewo omo second coming ni de se ne ma deda na kwamu anisa na okasa ewo Aluta FM ne nsema odi to dwane yenko tie eyegum omo obobo omu din se mpo omo so bo adwuma wa aban ni mu ne yenko tie ye sofo Christian Kwabena Andrew gum ne emra sese
rapidly John Mahama. Yeah. It is so far. Did you know
Why dear?
Good.
Why dear pa no ma ode tutu na kwemu no manije.
Okay.
Na em say before say e be coalition am ni share but obai me nko.
Okay.
Me pebre.
Okay.
Me pebre but me ba the messages so.
Okay.
Enti no me pebre na mako hwe ne kira kwan. Wo ya de ne ma ototo ba no. Ebeboa. Otase.
Ebema different party, ebe chance na different party abana.
Oh, say ekoba say Jomama timi tutu ne ma wie kura yi a. Ye be call election, me the gum no beto nche me kwa join no. Asempa me ka jiro no.
O party gum no.
Men ka ne beto nche.
O de beto nche.
Na makwa join no ma boa am ya kwa anim. Even in Pono say ekoba say you beto wa sakọ sushi de wie ayi a. This na ho den so nte ya nke ma nto aso.
Wow.
Yeah.
And can you man into us?
Okay, be man to us.
That what dissolve who party no?
I mean dissolve ebeda for that chin chirima.
Do wa ko boano.
Yeah, me boano ko say me pe Ghana development.
It is say say na BBC say na so ko boano na just what Daniel NDC ni o.
Oh, na e dey.
Abi ba be chase wo ti ase.
Me ba cho na mo NDC. Ansana me ba MPP. Na mo NDC JJ runs breso.
Oh, okay.
What I say, if JJ Basono, na NDC ba Ashanti Regional, many Ashanti former Ashanti Regional a chairman, ya obimpe, no what you so. Mina na mechiche skadema wona cast na ebano. Mokeska, scanner wa me ho. Enti dru wa ni astopo, de kan ni pe wo ni de mokeska na mamo. Mina na scanner wa mesem. Ashanti region. Enti kopim say JJ be free so akofo be ba no. Na me change me kran pipi kada me bantuma. Ahona na mewo enti no na do bae no a wo ko nanim na me campaign man na do a wo ko nanim na me hu se de bi de papa yi wi koi ka na bi sintrase enti na
me sintrase so se
enkoyi enti na ma me ko fa enti na ma me ko fa gum e bae no.
Enti Christian Kwabna Andrew Osofo Chirabosom na ode ne nsem etu dwa no osesese e de ohwe se de amemo ne kona wan hwa no ne party no betimi agu no obegu no na wakwa join eye NDC na ono anga sem se wa testi MPP kakra no be testi NDC kakra na ohwe se de NDC kone de a na je se emu ayeda ne santi ono de ko obenya pa de a na yesenka free na obe free eye ono anga sa ne party no ebi obegu no wangu no so de a obeja ho de ama obi na wa free mu no wakwa ye adwuma e de ama the New Patriotic Party etie no ena yes eno ena Christian Kwabna Andrew ye gum founder ono agasa edin nsem etudwan ye call nsem foforo mu na ye call the University of Ghana Professor Jampo, and if the female the Association of Female Alumni of the University of Ghana and University of Ghana Professor Jampo and the female alumni of the University of Ghana omo de omo nsem ababe tudwa na omo esesen. So I know na ewo screen so ewo ehonom no omo ede nsem bebre ababe tudwa omo say petition for the immediate suspension of funding to the University of Ghana. Enti menka se World Bank so kam eka ho bi enti enko enan ehon nsem ne eba beka sese we every the Association of Former Female University of Ghana Students / alumni we 18th November no de release we by na hwan mo no de letter we come on yenhwe ne yemo boso em say omokro mo doso one or say to the World Bank Group, United States Agency for International Development, USAID, European Union, Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, National Institute of Health, Carnegie Corporation of New York, Andrew W. Mellon Foundation, Japan International Cooperation Agency, JICA, Chinese Ministry of Education, DAAD, German Academic Exchange Service, KAAD, Catholic Academic Exchange Service, and at Toyota Ghana, and TNTA. I'm saying, subject demand for the cessation of financial support to the University of Ghana pending the removal of Professor Ransford Jampo. And now HSSC no amwangasa as alumni and ma alumni are University of Ghana, University of Ghana, and ma ko. And as I'm breaking it down, say and ma University of Ghana. Almost say and Kebeya the World Bank omo enjoy sika omo de bre University of Ghana omo de so masene wo mo operations no mo dwumadie mu no adentia omo say this is pending the removal and I say of Professor Ransford Jampo na e say omo person ke yenyini free ho almost in the professorship no kranka yen free in sem enti enko ne enka ne entie mu nsem a ewo ho also we the members of Girl Power, a collective female alumni of the University of Ghana UG, submit this formal petition to your esteemed organizations as major financiers and development partners of the University of Ghana. You hold a distinct ethical responsibility to ensure that your funds do not facilitate an environment where sexual harassment, abuse of power, and the victimization of women are normalized. Yes, Intimo, Mobwa University of Ghana with funding near the no. Monshana Munhu or Monsamo Mudi today. Sankebe Bro say as more major partners, more na musika mu odu amode boa the University of Ghana. Monshe say we hold the ethical responsibilities no up high. Because say a cool and I say school modi musika botin ebe boa no sexual harassment ma obi ebe tata omo and I say ordinary office ebe intimidate ebi mo be hwe amana akoso ana say be normal ewo ho enti senke be ya enka musika mo de boa University of Ghana nka munyai ekopem say the wo Professor Jampo din no Professor Jampo omo be yi no e dey free University of Ghana ho I say we demand that your organizations invoke your safeguarding clauses to suspend all grants, endowments, and financial aid to the University of Ghana immediately. This suspension must remain in effect until University administration permanently revokes the appointment and professorship of Professor Ransford Jampo of the Political Science Department. His indictments in the BBC Africa Eye Sex for Grades expose coupled with the university's failure to apply commensurate punitive measures stands in direct violation of the global standards of safety, gender equity, and human rights that your organizations purport to uphold. And now, HSA, Professor Jampo Nangasano, and Yemebia a course so and as an Yemebia, BBC, Eddie release a buyer, Emma or more echo BBC release by Emma or more echo ya. Omo de ehon sembe to dwa empo omo antimi aka ho hwe university na antimi aka ho hwe ebesi ne omo eda so ene papa no eye adwuma enti ye no ehon sem na omo ede ebeto dwa ewo honom no enti ye beto aso na yakan ede amamo. Also background and context. Also in 2019 the BBC Africa Eye documentary titled Sex for Grades exposed a systematic culture of sexual harassment at the University of Ghana. Professor Ransford Jampo was captured on video making numerous sexually suggestive comments to an undercover journalist posing as a student and explicitly proposing marriage in exchange for academic mentorship. A classic case of quid pro quo harassment and abuse of power. Despite the video evidence and the subsequent suspension, Professor Jampo has been reinstated, promoted to the rank of full professor. This action by the university sends a dangerous signal that the sexual objectification of students is a surmountable career hurdle rather than a termination-worthy offense. By retaining and promoting Professor Jampo, the University of Ghana has failed to protect its female students' population, thereby creating a hostile learning environment. This failure makes the university non-compliant with the ethical codes of conduct required by the international donors. And now also to breach of donors policy and ethical guidelines. It's a petition de kono say Professor Jampo enka ebeyanka omo enyini free because and some way nyina ba eni nyina echi omo sa akoso university ni sa akoso a de ne koya akodru in fact say senior lecturer mpo e ma omo de professor nyina ebo no also breach of donor policies and ethical guidelines. Also your continued funding of an institution that harbors and promotes individuals indicted for sexual impropriety constitutes a breach of your own internal policies. We have outlined below specifically how the retention of Professor Jampo violates the terms of engagement for each of your organizations, multilateral and bilateral development agencies. The World Bank breach policy, the environmental and social framework (ESF), good practice note on addressing sexual exploitation and abuse of power. And so, conclusion, no. You didn't catch the moon in an say, World Bank, a sika on the University of Ghana, or more a sika, or more the April, or more, Copim say, be Professor Jampo, and more every University of Ghana. And so, conclusion, the Sex for Grades documentary was not merely a news item, it was a cry for help from the silent victims of academic predators. By continuing to finance the University of Ghana while Professor Jampo remains in post, you are inadvertently funding the very power structures that oppress female students. We urge you to stand on the right side of history, uphold your own policies, and protect the dignity of Ghanaian women. And some conclusion is a sex for grades. I beto drum maybe a tremuno. Na enye asam keke and as a news keke ene baye. Na way the numerous nipa don't na omo ma omo university mu some lecturers omo any omo efa kwan bone so ene say results no won say de tie no wanye hu bibia ene we are now be you now so we are home bibi nti man no titiriu na akoba se lecturers no na ebimo astarte sex for grades said the BBC omo title omo documentary no oba na onu di mpamu agra na say o grade no waye home bibi e de amount nti no and the Association of Females Past Students of the University of Ghana omo de ensema ba betu so omo ni nye ho sempo release and as be documentary say ba ye no still na Bank of Ghana any or more other groups no or more still now or more funded a University of Ghana. Next say is it that almost so say or more ebe harass and as on better ma schools mu one and no and then someone the Association of Female Past Students of University of Ghana the abetu just say yenyi Professor Jampo and finding free or not the professorship nimpo yenye emfa emfree nsem enti eno ehonsem na yede ebrem no ye to aso ne asa go back to the Ashanti region. Paul Yando, director of communications for the National Patriotic Party Asante Memu de nsem ababa betudwa na o say President John Dramani Mahama enche bia am say na wotwemu ani ene na wotwe pepepe na oda nkukon ketinketi oda ne di anaso opa ho ntoma ewo Asante Memu Jubilee Park opa ho ntoma kama na ebesi ne na wotwe achi omde no nkomu ni se lunch no ehwa na nke ebechiche nkukon no di ama omo edi kwakodi juma enso na wotwe achi aye pa nkukon ketinketi no ho ntoma no nkukon no wo Ashanti Regional Minister ni fie na nkukon no isu omo yedede ewa Ashanti Regional Minister fie obevisit Ashanti Regional Minister fie no omo ede ho adane poultry farm no ena Paul Yando ode etudwa na oka ho nsem ewo Ashanti region ti yenko na yenkotie Paul Yando ne nsem ode tudwa se nkukon kitenkete no kra de enka hu hia se NDC omo de beba na enese de ewiase ekonanim enem wiase dan nsem eniyama ekukọ so technological advancements ene ho niyama aba ekukọ kitenkete na NDC ti me de bai Paul Yando nsem ode tudwa ne yenko na yenje bre ne yenkotie ne nsem ne emra sisi
Boa me for entino wamudo amunko masem no neba ade a wo kan ye ade a wosie nyina ye serious wo unse na wotwe se ne Wednesday na president ye man pani ba Ashanti region entina traffic aji wo krumu hasa na die be pa na ko ze ube uno mulan cruise quick the keep number krumu a ama land cruiser si di akoniaba left right center sa biko bisaya almost say president babe lanche enkukọ nkete adia wo mu enkukọ man ko bi se mi dem hu traffic no enkukọ nkete na ama ekromu traffic na dia de eti akobi ne ka che mi se wo koye no ye lay carpet ewo Jubilee Park na ya bodom condition gum ne di nkukoi egumo ekuko abra nipa na wono ko program no eti awiem ena nkuko ne gu ye friend ne sai condition mu ade anything there enkuko gu condition mu Any achi akoko baako ne de achi wo hene baako nsem se ye launch akoko oheba ahomte so hwe Ghana pa baby a ye du ewiase mu nyina fourth industrial revolution a chese ni mudie ni ade a ekoso obia pese de ba eye ade papa ni nyina nya gidie wom oti ase na ye president tam akoko ba no they are more than any say jikonya na konye no ni minister so agibi Franka Mwakonyi wa jibia ko gu residency ho oh residency was a regional minister tino what tran wo je ho na no a friend is a German president by see you hosting o ti ase it is say ya waje nkukọ emako gu hoi eti German president iba enkuko birine tene enkuko ebe suatete nipa owe eti eye yesu ra residents who are regional minister enkuko na ena wamu eye ewo regional minister atoye eti sani ye di minister oti ase sani ye di minister na nkoko ya modo o mabai oyeba obie no ho ye training no won nkoko ho and commodity policy no there should be a form of training and orientation as to how to handle and nkoko school 3 weeks 5 weeks ni esua nkoko ho ne amasa na ekọ ba we do obie no ho ni makoko ho we eti akoko ne esue menti ase wo ye kwakwa menti ase eti ebe de no matima handle akoko yi oti ase na abani sei na mu disikante se akwakohyem se eno ene de ma Ghana for in any case Ghana man nyina ye 32 million musi nkoko amakra ba nyina so ye 3 million eti yakase ye wi nkoko ya ebeso ye oheba
omu benyini ombeto
nyini kwa na ye problem no ya se nkoko no 5 weeks na nkoko ya nyina nkoko na ebe ma mo palatin Mahama ban nkoko no ebenyi in 5 weeks nti ya bari ni December palatin ni moto ne de be ma nkoko ya nyina na humte oyeba odwe ho a wonti ade yase alright what yase eti ade yase e ba beboa ye no ya hwe a na edeka mikoje akoko ebi na akoko ekowu a mikoche ma se musai
na
NC Director for Communications and Director of Communications, the New Patriotic Party, Asante Maimunism, and now they tujwa Poyando Nisem, and now the air tujwa about Nkita lunch last week. President John Dramani Mahama initiative and a campaign promises neho or the lunch yasisia or start here. Nkukono or no one is a baby and also more the residents of the Ashanti Regional Minister and Hodie and Twasumunti and no semno or the now let's talk about proxy voting. Na yenka yenko honorable Kennedy Japan so na so na Reverend Alex Echampon ono ena in the diaspora of Germany say why chairman for the NPP for about 2 terms or the name sama betuja yen na nim say proxy voting ade at 31st January election the New Patriotic Party omo konom de akoyi flag bearer no nipa num a omugina na em say munan emunan age atum se proxy voting de nkomunyin free ho se wuni ho wo ye delegates na wo ha na obeto aba so ye delegates no to kwan a ye nkan wo de emfa nka ho na proxy voting no ne se me ye delegates mini ho enti me power ama obi se onyina manam na onto aba no mfa mame eno na enipa 9 candidates 9 a omo ekogina me ato omo so aba no ebim so omo nyintum na ba ko pede e so ono de opene proxy voting so say ye de proxy voting be ye adwuma na no na honorable Kennedy Japan camp Reverend Alex Champon odi abeto dwa say ohu ne say ebim be so omo fa proxy voting so edi wi abanum anke e be wi proxy voting no manya be 30,000 plus vote ansa na yakwakoto aba na ye den eko race na ye be starting no obi edi nkan be say 20 meters ansa na ya aka no ya bomu pe ame so akwakoto no ti omo de omo gina omo na so say proxy voting ni de nka omo mprenti Reverend Alex Champon ordinance nsem bebre atudwa about proxy voting na also come for edema delegates some monto aba emfama honorable Kennedy Akuffo kwa Japan yenko tie Reverend Alex Champon oyo sofo osanso ewo eye MPP kuonuma sedem di kan wadi chairman pen ewo abrochire nti yenko tie ne nsem odi to dwane mra sisiye
minuanom a ye chairman for me my chairman 2 terms ewo Germany 8 years I vice chairman until no party in the akoma so how kese pa wo proxy hono say presidential elections committee na transi ahun say ye ma ho kwan ma proxy be mu a honum na region no ehye to me I use the term like a vehicle to rig the elections. It said the beye na sa rigging of the elections and take place no na assess ya avoid the proxy voting. In fact, media information kakra me won say sa 30,000 votes now mo pese encrophobi pese o mo je no o mo nya on the side and sana abato na drusu no they have only targeted proxy voting. Esan say a honum no fee say sa 30,000 on betimi ato nipa bi a polling station executives on betimi ato o mo free mom say ye kokoma diaspora no chance say mon koto prozia de ebe kwakoya ne say de ye good emma menua kwesi na ye good nsuma akosua enti say diaspora ni ese oyare wontima meto aba obi a ono polling station because say oh ono nso otu kwan ana oyare enti dan wontima meto aba obeden no waye sa hwehwemu na hu bonse na afi sa regen no ahyase enti mestre pa say the presidential elections committee akano no say proxy no ebe lead to elections regen no mama yentie wo mo asopam na party no entimen toaso mfa na ntima pamfra proxy voting no enye yen diaspora no ne target o na mom enipa bi na wo mo pese wo mo de ye wo mo ade media me gina ha make say no mikuta me intelligence I just say ba for party ni aspirants no enan agya to mu say no proxy omo ne yekoto omo so aba eno omo say omo mpe proxy ba kon de woni ne nkrofo awiata so say kon bia so say proxy ni ba so adenti na say esa ni na ne se ohun say enkoyie ma no say proxy amamu a enkoyie ma no enti woni de akwakoye se yetu mrika na ye de line assign honom opese ohwidi animu now we have votes of about 30,000, between 25 to 30,000 out of that 260 and now 250,000 na ye kotono onu dikai enye bi egu animu Broni Baker said no so that he can be at the pool position ye ba abanya penes one ekono enti ebasa ebede na ye to abani wi a unity a party ne epeno ebetime wi peye enti si ama the integrity of the elections and wi mudia yeto abani wi a no krani menye prophet nanso de ye nyina ehu ni say enya de a omo a echinchim wo munsa na aspirants echinchim wo munsa through this proxy voting near that no any rating of the elections no ebeboa ama safo no etimidi ahokeka pa ahotoso aba be support the winning candidate no